Hey, what's up? It's me, Larry the Batman fan. I'm back with another video today since I have time. So, another interesting topic that comes to mind to talk about today is Wii shooting games, Nintendo Wii shooting games. There weren't a lot on the system, but I think it's something that I'd like to cover because I like shooting games. I really do. My top genres for games would be first person shooter, that's number one. Then two would be RPG. Then platformers. Then I would say mystery games or detective games. And then pretty much any other genre after that. Except for sports games. I really don't like sports games. But I get that reputation because I'm a tall man. So a lot of people say, "Oh well, I thought you were signing up for the Lakers or the Dallas Mavericks or the New York Knicks or something." It's like no, dumbass. I don't play sports. I'm not into sports. Why don't you understand that? Stupid people. Anyways, for this video, I only saw that there's like two or three people that have covered some shooting games on the Wii. Metal Jesus Rocks being one of them. Gaming Off the Grid. There was one other group of people that have covered that, but there really isn't anybody else that's covered that, so I figure I might as well. So this is gonna be like a top, I think, say like a top 5 or a top 10. The best shooting games on the Wii. You know, there's a lot of crap on the Wii, not just for shooters or something. Like Far Cry Vengeance is not in my top 5 here because Far Cry Vengeance, it stinks. It's a really bad Wii game. It's not good. The Far Cry games that are on PS3 and Xbox 360 and PS4, Xbox One, those are good, but the one on the Wii is terrible, so that's not making the list. I also don't think that Reload is a very good game. And I'm not a big fan of the Cabela games. So with that out of the way, number 1 is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. That is a great game for the Wii. Really good first-person shooter on the Wii. Had some motion controls, but the motion controls in the game actually work quite well. And it's a very good game. I highly recommend it. It was also available on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. But the one feature that is cool is that it had the motion controls for the Wii. So when you're like waggling, the Wiimote kind of moves to the right or moves to the left. It had that added feature, which was cool. And it's definitely the best Call of Duty game we ever got was the 4th game. Or maybe Black Ops, you know. Number 2 is Medal of Honor Heroes 2. That's a great first-person shooter on the Wii. It was also released on the PlayStation Portable. But whichever you choose is great. But for the Wii, yeah, it has some like motion controls and it actually worked well. And the campaign is lengthy. It'll take you probably about 2 or 3 days to beat. So all in all, that's a great game. I recommend it. Good shooting mechanics in the game. Good graphics. Good everything. Number 3 is The Conduit. The Conduit, I think, is a very good shooting game. It implements the motion controls in the game very well. It does a good job. The story is pretty cool. It's like this guy, from what I remember, is like a operative, and you go through the levels and you just start like killing people. I think you also kill aliens in that game later on in the game, but it's a pretty good game. I like it for a shooting game. It's good. Number 4 is let's see, we did Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor Heroes 2, The Conduit. This may surprise you, but I'm actually going to put Red Steel on here. I know a lot of people hate Red Steel, say that game's crap. I disagree. I really liked Red Steel. I thought it was a good first-person shooter overall. I know the graphics look more like PS1 graphics or PS2 graphics. Don't really look like Wii quality. But the game came out in 2007. But still, you would have thought that the graphics would have looked a little bit better. So that way they didn't look like that. So that way the game actually looked prettier. But, that doesn't always make or break the game. As long as you can actually see what you're doing, it's still a good game. And that game is still pretty fun. It's a good first person shooter where you're trying to save your girlfriend from a bunch of assassins. And in the game, you just go through the levels shooting everything. There are parts of the game where you can sword fight. And then at parts where you fight bosses, you have the option of either killing that guy or you can spare his life. So it's good. I like it. I don't understand the hate behind it. Some games be like that. They get a lot of hate, more than praise. But sometimes they'll make a game that is complete garbage, and people will say that it's garbage. But then I actually like the game and think it's not too bad. And then there are those games that they make that they say are garbage, which I agree with them. They're complete garbage. So, this is one that I disagree with. Oh, and number 5 is Marines, Modern Urban Combat. At number 5. Which the graphics don't look that amazing. Honestly, they don't look like Wii quality. They could have been a little bit better. But all in all, the game is fun, and I like it. I thought it was fun. It has a good campaign. Never beat the game, but I did play it. And you're not alone in the game. You got like 3 other soldiers that help you out in the game. And you do like mission objectives in the game where you gotta save somebody, gotta unlock a door or something. A lot of things that you do, mission objective wise. I don't really remember all the mission objectives. Sorry. I know I'm a collector, but I should know this stuff. But yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. But I'll leave more about it in the description below. I do think that game is highly underrated, and it is a good first-person shooter on the Wii. So I do recommend that. Honorable mentions, really, the only ones that come to mind would be Ghost Squad, which is like an Unreal shooter. House of the Dead Overkill, House of the Dead 2 and 3 Returns, Dead Space Extraction. These are not really first-person shooters. They are shooting games, but they're on rails, so you don't really have control of the gun. You can move your cursor from left to right, but that's about it. It's not a first-person shooter. So I guess you could count those as honorable mentions. And also GoldenEye 007 and Quantum of Solace. Those 2 James Bond games are excellent. I've beaten both of those. But those are also really good. And the Conduit 2 is also a good first-person shooter on the Nintendo Wii. And Red Steel 2 is also good. But I don't know, I guess I like Red Steel 2, and I know why people like Red Steel 2 better. But I also do like Red Steel 1 despite all the hate. So, I don't know. I'm not going to say which one's better. I think they're equal. But, yeah. Those are just some of the good first-person shooters on the system. I don't think that Reload is a good first-person shooter. I don't think that... Medal of Honor Vanguard is a shooter on the Wii. But... it was ported to the PS2, so I don't know if you can count that. And also, History Channel Battle for the Pacific is a decent game. But that game was also on the PS2, so technically you could count it, but at the same token, you may not want to count it. And then there's also the Call of Duty games, which you could count those. I mean, I did put one on my list. You know, all in all, there isn't a whole hell of a lot of first-person shooters on the Wii. It's only probably about 10 or 15, but some of them are on rails, you know, so I don't know if you can really count them. It was also Disaster, but that never came out to North America, so... And plus, that's got some stealth elements in it, and I don't really count Tom Clancy Splinter Cell Double Agent either as a shooter. That's more stealthy than a shooter. It does have some shooting in the game, but it's not really a shooter. So yeah, that's just my thoughts and opinions on the Nintendo Wii shooting games, the best ones, and my honorable mentions, and all my other thoughts. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more gaming videos. They are coming. Take care. God bless. Larry the Batman fan signing off. Peace.